Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. There is a lot going on in Star Citizen this week, so let us take a closer look. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you all so much for the support. Cannot do this without you guys, it is truly appreciated. So it has been a while since we've had a week this full on in Star Citizen, with so much going on, so today I would like to break it all down and just help you all digest what to expect and what is happening. Now firstly, let us talk about Star Citizen 4.2.1. A new patch released just last night, which brought with it a lot of tuning and balancing for heavy fighters, interceptors, medium fighters, medium-sized ships and gunboats, plus many other more specific vehicles. So expanding on all of the newly updated flight mechanics, not the full system by any means, there is still a hell of a lot more to come in, but continuing to dial each ship type and its abilities. And whether these changes are right or not, I don't know, but it is great to see a lot more of these values get dialed in and await our feedback. Now, I will speak more about 4.2.1 in an upcoming video, but as it stands right now, this is the week Cloud Imperium are planning to push it out to live. So I suspect we will have a couple more PTU patches, likely tonight, tomorrow, just to fix up whatever remains, with them likely aiming to release to live by Friday. Now, of course, that is just an estimate. They have stated this is the week they want to release it, but it could still be held off if they feel necessary. And for those interested, you can get 15% off the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 until the 14th of July, and using the link below will also give my channel a direct kickback, which is much appreciated. And if you want help to dial in the settings for your Tobii Eye Tracker, whether you've purchased it using my link or not, be sure to stop by my stream and I can share with you my settings so that you have a good starting point. Also this week, well today in fact, we have the new roadmap update. Now, I'm not sure what else will come to 4.2.1, if anything, but it does say that the roadmap update will break down the newest developments heading to versions 4.2.1 and 4.3. So it sounds like they have more to add to the current build on the PTU, although it could just be updating the release viewer to account for what is already in the build. But some insight into Alpha 4.3 will be great, as it sounds like this will be the next larger patch that we see, likely for release at the end of July or next month, unless we do see a 4.2.2 or 0.3 patch. But I am really hopeful to see some big ticket updates drop, or at least make their way onto a tech preview around the time of 4.3. But I will cover this update in a separate video, provided there's enough to talk about. Also today, June's Persistent Universe monthly report will drop, and I will definitely cover all of the updates in this report in a dedicated video so that you can keep up with the progress going on behind the scenes. Very much look forward to reading this. I love these monthly reports. They are always full of great updates, so can't wait to get into that one. And then on Thursday, Star Citizen Live will be on, and this episode is titled Earning in the Verse. And it says that this episode will explore all of the ways players can acquire items in the verse, whether it's by purchasing with credits, looting corpses or specific locations, earning rewards from missions, or visiting Wikullo. Now, there is going to be a lot to cover with this episode. They clearly forgot to mention about buying from other people, like we do with our trade posts, but where it says looting corpses, I suspect this will delve further into the item recovery tier 1 and potentially tier 2, and how we will be ensuring items and equipment so that we can get them back, but also having lootable items that are bricked and a method of unbricking. Hopefully they will also speak more about how looting from locations could expand. They haven't mentioned this in the past, but it just feels about time now that loot boxes at locations make a bit more sense in the verse, rather than just being able to go to all these random locations and essentially steal anything you want without anyone raising an eyebrow. Plus, we might hear about their plans for adjusting and expanding Wikullo and that archetype of mission giver, as there are a lot of changes in 4.2.1 for Wikullo and what he has to offer. So a great subject matter that runs very deep, and I look forward to listening to it, and I will likely be breaking this episode down into its own dedicated video as well. Now, also today, the Foundation Festival and freefly kicks off alongside this new referral program, And if you don't know, the Foundation Festival basically in lore dates back to 2861, and its intentions is to kind of encourage civilians and citizens to volunteer to help various organizations and potentially even earn their citizenship. Now, what that means for us as the players, this utilizes the guide system with rewards for those who help to onboard new players, especially for those taking part in the freefly. Talking of which, if you ask someone on the fence about whether you should play or get into Star Citizen or not, these kinds of freefly events are ideal for you, as you get to try it out completely free, before deciding whether or not you want to pay real money for it. And no, you don't need to spend a fortune. It is $45 minimum to get into Star Citizen. No matter what anyone else tells you, the entry fee is actually very cheap in comparison to any game out there. I highly suggest taking part in the freefly before deciding whether you want to buy or not, as the alpha is not for everyone, which is okay. There is a lot of bugs, there is a lot of instability in areas, but for many, including myself, it is the most interesting game that I have ever played. So take the time to try it out and see for yourself, also see if your computer can handle it or not, as only you can answer that question. Also, do make sure that you use a referral code, as this new revamped referral ladder has a lot more to offer, plus you now get 50,000 in-game credits rather than the original 5,000. And feel free to use the one in the top left-hand corner or linked in the description below. But if you do have a friend or know somebody who is already playing, do them a solid and ask them for their code. Now, from me this week, today on stream, both here on YouTube and on Twitch, we have a large-scale salvaging operation going on, so be sure to stop by and watch if you want to see what Star Citizen has to offer at that scale of multi-crewing. And as mentioned, I will be covering the roadmap update if need be, plus working to get out the monthly report video and any updates on 421, which, as I say, should be releasing this week, all being well. Now, if you are buying anything Star Citizen related from the IMPOUND, please do consider using my link and you will get 5% off. Plus, all purchases using that link do directly support my channel, and a big thank you to everyone who has done so already. It is greatly appreciated. Now, if you enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing. Also, check out my camping YouTube channel if you would like. I've linked that below for you. A nice contrast to what I do here. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. It does the channel a big favor, and tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.